New year, same Hero ISL 2021-22 season, new content, but the same old crew on this Sunday at 2 p.m. on the Let's Football live show. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Suyash, and it's a brand new year with brand new things to talk about in the Hero ISL, as there always are. But most significantly, the transfer windows open. So January throws up this Pandora's box of possibilities. And to discuss the same, I have the usual suspects who, by the way, had a great time on New Year's Eve. I bet they did. Of Pulasta Dhar, Kaushik Varun and Shaiju Damodaran. Guys, swing right by as you always do. First of all, a very, very happy new year. First question straight off the bat. If there was one New Year wish you could grant to anyone associated with the Hero ISL this time around, what would it be? Pulast.
Well, I think in the league, I want the top three from the top four to be different from last season. That's what I wish. That's my New Year wish. I say top three different because Mumbai probably too good to catch up. But the other three, I want them to be different from the last season.
Shaiju Chetan, first of all, Happy New Year once again. One
Happy
wish, if you had to grant to anyone associated with the Hero ISL this year, what would it be?
Happy New Year to Suyash, Pulasta and Kaushik. Very Happy New Year. My wish would be obviously to Kerala Blasters. So my wish would be please give Almighty the God, please give Ivan Vukomanovic a superhero this year on a New Year day who can do anything and everything on a given date for KFC. The ultimate aim for me is to lift the title with the help of him. Superhero I needed, my wish. I wish to give a superhero to Ivan.
Well, he has your blessings now. I'm sure he doesn't need anything more. Varun, what about you?
Well, for me, I think Mariners, strengthening their position in the top four and also a new year, so a new start for East Bengal, maybe they turn around things and come up from the bottom of the table and get a fresh, kind of a chapter basically in this new year.
So one wish for the Mariners, but no wish for the Moshal Club?
So yes, that is the wish I said, right? They're coming up from the bottom of the table and a new year, so a new start for them, like a whole new chapter for them, like begins this new year.
Right. You killed two birds with one stone. I like that. I like that. All right, guys. So, like I said, plenty to discuss. Normally, we discuss a little more before going into the meat of the show. But this time around, let's get straight into it with a recap of the games that were played last week in chronological order since the last time we did the show. First up is Kerala Blasters FC versus Jamshedpur FC. Now, that game ended 1-1 and it saw that goal by Greg Stewart. So, first of all, Shaiju Chetan, we saw a clip of your commentary on the Greg Stewart goal that's about to come up, before which TP Renesh playing with fire. But what about this goal? And what about your reaction to it? You enjoyed commentating on this goal, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. As a commentator, we should enjoy moments like this when it happens on the pitch because it's a world-class free kick. Look at the curve. Look at the way he is curling it. So and
then the golden boy following up.
Yeah, and minutes after my superhero following it up with the equalizer. That's why I use the word superhero. That he's my hero. He's going to be the hero of the league, and he will be the superhero, no doubt. He's on a high actually, so he can continue from here in the new season also. But coming back to this match, Suyash, take it from me. We could have won it 2-1. That match actually deserved. We deserved 3 points. It was a penalty. Laldin Liana ka haath mein jo laga, wo penalty tha. Unfortunately, we didn't get a penalty. And don't forget Alvaro's that magnificent chip which hit the crossbar. So it could have been easily 2-1 for Kerala. But like no. We are happy with the result. 1 point. Okay, happy.
Yeah, and on that penalty as well, his hand was a little bit raised, so case definitely could be made for giving the penalty. But like you win some and you lose some, so I guess that's the name of the game. But Varun, I want to bring you right in. What was your analysis of this game from a tactical standpoint? Because two teams that were in form, still are in form, going up against each other. And Jamshedpur and Kerala Blasters play a completely different style of football. So tactically, this was one of the better games to watch the last week, don't you think?
The scoreline might have been like 1-1, but I think it was a very interesting game. You know what? I thought ki Jamshedpur might have an easy win. Sorry, Shaiju Chetan, for saying this, but still, Kerala put up a good fight and they're in a good form right now. And I think Owen Coyle's magic, it's not, not kind of fading away, but still, it's still strong. But Jamshedpur was a tough challenge for Kerala Blasters, but they still put up a good show. And like Vasquez, he got his opportunity, like Chetan was saying, it could have been 2-1. but also in the last minutes, Jamshedpur had a chance. It was a 1-1 scoreline, but the battle was outstanding. Though it was a draw, I think it was a fair 1 point for each of the teams.
Yeah, and just going to bring in Pulasta straight away right in over here. Pulast, now, Varun mentioned Valskis for Jamshedpur FC, who's made that big switch to Chennaiyin FC. And we'll speak about that in due course of time. I'm sure that Jamshedpur FC would also be looking at filling that Valskis-sized gap that's there in their squad in the days to come. But from Kerala Blasters FC's point of view, this was one of the games that they were up against a tougher opponent. Do you feel that they gave a good account of themselves during this game?
Yeah, I think so. And I think both managers also, when I spoke to them, they expected it to be a very tough game. Owen Coyle's Jamshedpur play a very physical system. But at the same time, they are brilliant when they go forward. It's a little bit like rock and roll football at the moment. It's like bang, 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 especially with Greg Stewart up there. Kerala Blasters, however, they managed to control the game. At the same time, I do believe that they did give them a good account of themselves, simply because this was probably the toughest fixture in that little run. This was a real test. Can you play against Owen Coyle's team? Because what Coyle's team has right now is a lot of belief. When you speak to him about games, the team gets onto the pitch with a lot of belief that we can beat whoever is up against us.
Yeah.
And that kind of mental toughness was a great test for Kerala Blasters. I'm glad it ended 1-1. I think it was a very fair result because Jamshedpur also had their chances. Ishan Pandita could have scored. It could have been a completely different story then. So I think 1-1 in the end, and a good 1-1, a great draw. A good 1-1 is what we've been waiting to see.
Just touching upon Ishan Pandita once again. Now, Ishan Pandita moved to Jamshedpur FC seeking regular game time. Last season, he seemed like the clutch player for FC Goa, coming on and scoring almost each time he was on the pitch. This time around, he's had his chances, not quite converted them. Do you feel there's something different with how he's approaching his finishes? Because frankly speaking, if you were to ask me, he's not changed much about his game. He's still keeping it low. He did all the basics right in terms of executing that finish against Prabsukhan. It just didn't find the corner. Do you think the goals will start coming for Ishan Pandita at some point of time?
I hope so, because we need to see an young Indian striker start firing, isn't it? Just in general for the league, for the ecosystem of Indian football. He probably is thinking about scoring the goal, about the aftermath of scoring the goal before it goes in. Sometimes that happens when you're a young striker. Even though I do believe that his attitude is way more improved over the last 2 years in terms of being on the pitch and getting the basics right. At the same time, you must know that a lot of his goals last season were in these set piece moments, or a cross comes in, he's good in the air. Now to do it with his feet. And I'm really happy he went with his left foot, to be very honest. A lot of right footers would actually open their body and try placing it on the far side, but instinctively he goes with his left foot. I think it's a great save rather than a bad finish. It's a great save, because I think Mace went on comms and he said he's done what a striker is expected to do, that is hit the target, right? Which he did. Sometimes you hit the target, you get a great shot in, you just get a great save. I think he's slightly unlucky, but hopefully he gets more game time and some goals.
And we all know how much it irks Mace when players don't do the basics on the field. That's all he wants. Just hit the target and I'll be your friend.
Yeah, which he did.
But you spoke about mental toughness beforehand, Pulasta, and mentally tough was Northeast United FC when they came back against Mumbai City FC in that 3-3 game. That was an epic game, almost like a boxing match, to and fro. Deshaun Brown scoring that hat-trick, the second hat-trick of the Hero ISL season. So we'll just have the highlights of that game coming up very, very quickly. This game, do Mumbai City FC have cause for concern now? They've started the season well, still very, very much in with the chance of finishing at top of the pile, but just seem to allow Northeast United FC back into the game very, very easily. Chetan, what would you make of Mumbai City FC's performance in this game?
Yeah, a little bit of concerns, like you said, because when we are watching Mumbai playing to the mid-season matches, match number 8, 7, 8, 9. So it's a bit of concern for all the Mumbai City FC fans that the momentum which they shown at the beginning of the league is just somewhat it is missing. But let me tell you about the Northeast United. See a player like Deshaun Brown having benched due to an injury for a couple of matches, and he's coming back with the hat-trick. So look at Northeast United, the confidence they are getting back in the league, because of course they are not in the top 4 now, but they can make, because they're shown Brown showing good sign of good finishing and all. But it was very disappointing, and it was very sad that even when you score a hat trick, your team is ending up with only 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, that's football for you. Varun, pointed question to you. Do you think Northeast United FC are punching above their weight this season already? I mean, they're not in the greatest position in the table, but would you still give them the benefit of the doubt and say, well, they don't have, what the things that the other clubs have going for them in various aspects, but at the same time, with an Indian manager at the helm, seem to be doing well, coming out with results like 3-3 against Mumbai City FC. So what are your thoughts on that, Varun?
I think this 3-3 was a great kind of almost like a win for them, because, collecting 1 point and that way against the table toppers Mumbai City FC, they were outstanding. And if you have seen the scoreline, they were leading 3-1. And from there, Deshaun Brown, like the first 2 goals he did was almost similar, a cross came in like a long floater, he receiving it, the first touch, great, and he's scoring the 3 goals, I think outstanding. And not that, Northeast United FC, Khalid Jamil, I feel for him, he's struggling maybe, like Gallego is missing, so a lot of his key players are missing, the injury list is a concern for him, but still whatever ingredients he has, he's putting up a good team, trying his best, and Deshaun Brown, showing up and doing what is expected from him. So Northeast, collecting 1 point and scoring 3 goals, against Mumbai City FC, I think is almost like a win for them. Maybe 1 point is almost like a 3 points for them. The Highlanders.
If you tell that to Khalid Jamil, he won't be very, very happy with you, Varun, because I'm sure he seeks out 3 points in every game that he sets his team up for. But let's also attempt now to solve the Odisha FC sized conundrum that at least observers of the Hero ISL seem to be faced by, and posing it to the rest of the crew over here. And I know Shaiju has already got something up his sleeve, but 6-1 against Hyderabad FC, Odisha FC, how they started earlier in the season and where they find themselves now. Is that kind of performance even explainable, Shaiju?
No, but before, actually, I raised my finger for that Northeast United match, actually.
Well, we'll get straight into Odisha then, and then we can always come back to Northeast later.
Yeah. Now, Hyderabad Odisha match, look at the result, 6-1. See, it's like if you recollect my commentary, my conclusion line was Hyderabad, the full-time score here is 6-1, not for Novak Djokovic, for Hyderabad FC. Last
no, you didn't.
That was my, so it's absolutely marvelous game Hyderabad played. And look at Ogbeche, he's like a gold. See, gold, how we get gold? Gold is every time you use the gold, the glamour, the glitch, every time which increases. So he's like a player, he's simply like gold. After match by match, every day by day, his performance is going like anything. I think he's the most dangerous striker even now in the Hero ISL at this age of 37. See, this is what the quality I told you about. See, he was at PSG. He started PSG at the age of 17. Which all are played with him at that time in PSG,
I mean, I'm sure there's some very, very illustrious names.
Ronaldinho, Nicolas Anelka, and now PSG coach Pochettino was his co-player. And now Arsenal coach Arteta played with him. So that is a quality he possesses. So 6-1, amazing.
They
Hyderabad
the same ecosystem. Yeah, absolutely. But posing the same to Varun now, and Chetan, will come back to what you were saying about Northeast United FC later. Maybe we'll recycle that towards the end of the episode. Again, Odisha FC losing 6-1. How can you explain the kind of performances that they had at the start of the season, and then they go on and do something like this, fully exposed, fully open? Varun, what's your take on that?
I think for them, the consistency is a problem. Like in the first half, they looked good. Sometime in patches, they were building up good attacks. But second half, they got lost. And, Hyderabad FC, they were good enough to, hold on to the consistency. And they just, put that pressure on Odisha FC. And they just started struggling. So 6-1. And that too, the 7 goals have been scored by Hyderabad. Because one of the goals for Odisha, which they got in their score sheet, it was a known goal. So Odisha not scoring a single goal and, like conceding 6. So defense obviously has a problem. It's all clear. And, that too, getting a good start and first half, they kind of were not dominating, but, playing equally with the Nizams, but still, coming back in the second half and getting so many goals. So I think Odisha FC is struggling. They might have got a good start, but consistency in a single 90-minute match is the problem for them.
Yeah. Just on that, Varun, I like how you also gave Odisha the benefit of the doubt over here, because at the same time also gave credit to Hyderabad FC because they played extremely well. So perhaps Odisha FC also need a little more time to show a true account of themselves in the Hero ISL. They started
time is running out.
I think, but I mean, we still have more than half the league to go. Right. 8 games have been played. So from that perspective, in the Hero ISL, because the team that was averaging almost 2 points a game was topping the table till about a week back. So it just shows you how competitive the league is. But just bringing it back to the rest of the crew over here now, Pulasta, Odisha, right? We've gone to the other two and got that take on Odisha. You particularly enjoyed watching them earlier in the season as well. One would argue that the matches are still enjoyable to watch, just not for the Odisha FC fans anymore. What do you think has gone wrong over there? Is the manager not being able to convey the message to the players?
So I met Kiko just yesterday, and I asked him what's going wrong. Like, where does it come from? He insists that this is a team that is, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's the youngest team on paper, average age-wise. And I asked him whether he misses a personality or a presence at the back in terms of intense ISL experience. Yeah, and that is something that he does say that he misses. He misses a presence. He misses some senior players. There's a lot of young players there who are still coming through. They're building that match mentality, that character to pick yourself up from a position where you're down. And Manolo Marquez before that, for the same game, a day earlier, I'd spoken to him, and he was saying that when Hyderabad lost the game before that, it was this inability to pick yourself up mentally that had cost him the points then. He's rectified that.
I'm glad you bring that up, because we don't speak much about the mental toughness required. We speak about tactics, we speak about formations, we speak about all of those things, but it's the intangibles at the end of the day which really count. True. And just on intangibles, something that also cannot be quantified or something that cannot be explained is, I'm going to come to the next game now, is Liston Colasso's bend that he gets on the ball. Sometimes that is not tangible, and those things aren't meant to be tangible. Those things are supposed to be something that players are just born with and gifted with, and that's something that Liston Colasso seems to be producing week in, week out this season. Let's just have the highlights of ATK Mohun Bagan against FC Goa come up on the screen right now. And there was a subplot to this game as well. Juan Ferrando managing a team against his ex-side and then coming up on top. Varun, what about this game?
This game, more than this game, I really love this goal. Liston in the post-match interview also, he was saying like he wanted, to blast through the net and hit this knuckleball shot. So it was outstanding. The Mariners continuing their winning streak. And this picture was actually interesting. Juan Ferrando taking over the Mariners camp and facing Goa and, Pereira on the other side. So it was a tough one for maybe Juan Ferrando too, but they won it. And the only goal that they conceded, it was kind of a howler from Amrinder, not expected from him, because he made a couple of good saves in this match. But then the scoreline was 2-1. And also Roy Krishna, for him, this match was very important. He got back his scoring boot and the shot was powerful for him. So, we expect a lot from Roy Krishna. And the best part is, ATK Mohun Bagan, it always means, the strikers, the spearheading attacking force is Roy Krishna. So we all kind of depend on him for the goals. But Liston Colasso, being consistent, scoring in almost every match. So that means, yes, the next striker is also ready. And we also kind of think, who is next after Sunil Chhetri? Is it Manveer? Is it Liston? Who is it? So I think the supply line is also getting ready, and it's good news for Indian football. Basically, Liston scoring so many good goals, like world-class goals, basically.
Yeah, talking of getting ready, I'm sure Sunil Chhetri is also getting ready for the competition that he's going to get in the race to become the Hero ISL's all-time leading goal scorer, because a little birdie told me that there are a few names that are being lined up for a return to the Hero ISL. Of course, this is all conjecture at this point, and this is what we enjoy about the transfer window as well. Sometimes it's fascinating to talk about the possibilities, which we'll get into very, very briefly. But just on that ATK Mohun Bagan and FC Goa game. Now, guys, Pulasta was actually commentated during the Durand Cup, and he saw FC Goa from close quarters, in particular, Mohammad Nemil, who made a start against ATK Mohun Bagan. Pulasta, now, your opinion on Nemil, how you saw him during the Durand Cup. He's got an injury, he's come back and seems to be playing under a coach now who is willing to give him starts. Were you impressed by his performance against ATK Mohun Bagan? He almost scored early on through that clever little set piece routine that they had.
I'm very happy that Nemil gets a start.
You're a Nemil fanboy.
I've never made a secret about how highly I think how far this boy can go. I think there's an interview as well where he says that I'm not looked at as a 19-year-old when I train with FC Goa.
Yeah.
But coming to the game itself, starting in an important position as number 10, and it was not just that attempt, it was also that little dancing run that he did on the touchline later on. That was absolutely beautiful. I think consistency once again, right? We've had players like this in the past. We've had a Sahal try some amazing
tricks. Yeah, I'm going to go there.
Never come up with a final product consistently, right? That's the kind of stuff that Nemil has to break through, has to provide again and again. But at the same time, the moments he provided, that balance he's got, that lovely left foot he has, I think it just sets him apart. He's a very different kind of player to come through Indian football, probably because he's been to Spain and he's got that experience. But I think it's very exciting. If he can get among the goals and assists, and of course, the Durand Cup, he was too good for the Durand Cup. You could all, see it, right? Now, the ISL, for him, obviously, he's got to make a step up. So the Durand Cup there, and then the ISL, of course, at a particular level. Can he make it? And only game time will get him there. I hope Derek Pereira trusts him and gives him a lot more chances, especially in the hole.
Yeah, you brought up Sahal Abdul Samad, and Shaiju Chetan, I'll come to you regarding this. Pulas rightly said that Sahal, naturally gifted player, skillful, has got all the moves and seems to be producing the goods week in, week out this season. Nemil as well. How would you kind of compare the two? Do you feel like, at least in terms of expressiveness and in terms of fearlessness on the ball, Nemil has that Sahal DNA going for him?
Absolutely. See, Mohammad Nemil is also a proud Malayali, and I am very happy to answer your question. He's hailing from Calicut.
Hotbed of Indian football.
Yeah. And he started from the VP Satyan Soccer Academy. There is an academy called VP Satyan Soccer Academy in the name of ex-Indian captain VP Satyan. So he started playing football there. Then joined the Reliance Young Cham Foundation at 2015. So I think this is the victory. This is the success of Reliance Young Cham Foundation. For what purpose it has started? So this is it. Players like Nemil is the answer. So 5-6 years. Training continuously with quality coaching, under a quality coaching system, going in Spain for future training and etc. Playing in under 18 league, I think second division under 18 league in Spain. Played against clubs like Barcelona's junior side, scoring goals. Yes, that DNA is there because he comes from a state where every newborn kid has the same DNA. He always want to play football and he always want to perform, and this kid, but all these are praises. But on a very positive note, I would like to advise Nemil that if God has given you an opportunity, just grab with two hands, just grab it. So look, see, you already explained that left foot try with the magnificent this thing, but I saw it in a very negative thing because it was a great chance to start his ISL career with the boom goal. He just kick it outside, na. He missed the chance.
But to be fair, Shaiju Chetan, the fact that he was there on hand and he was given that trust by the manager to be the player to execute that set piece at the most crucial juncture does tell you, feel like you do kind of hit some and some do go wide from time to time. But I actually disagree over there. I think the attempt in itself and the fact that he was given that responsibility and he didn't miss by much. He didn't miss by much. It was a whisker.
See, I always spoke to all football players on a parents note. I always say them, you take it on a, because whatever, it's like after scoring 15,000 runs and after scoring 100 centuries, hundreds, even Tendulkar should ask to Achrekar sir, at least tell me well played, even now. So that should be we always take when we talk about these little kids, never tap करके अच्छा किया ऐसा नहीं बोलना है. You have to improve. Great opportunity, grab the opportunity, perform. You take it into that sense only.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm sure Nemil also has level heads around him, and Shaiju Chetan, like you rightly said, the key to sort of success is also keeping a level head and grounding yourself and concentrating on your game. To which now we'll concentrate on another game. The last game that was played in the last week leading up to this episode was the game between Chennaiyin FC and Bengaluru FC. And sweet Jesus, Bengaluru FC. getting their second win of the season. When Pratik Chaudhary scored that fourth goal, you could see the relief on the BFC players' faces, as well as the online reaction of the West Block Blues, who thoroughly enjoyed that. But Mirlan Murzaev, when he scored this opening goal, gave everyone a scare, didn't he, Pulast?
I think Chennaiyin are going to, they're going to be very disappointed with this result. They had so many chances. Rahim Ali, Murzaev, it was ridiculous, the number of chances. However, good news for Bengaluru.
And not for the first time, Pulast. I'll just cut you off.
Yeah, not for the
Chennaiyin
first time.
You're
right. Yeah. Not for the first time. We spoke about the same thing, Suyash, didn't we? When they only came back with a draw against East Bengal after taking some 500 shots, right? No wonder they've gone for a striker. And I think they're going to be absolutely different when they've got somebody who's got Hero ISL experience. But let's talk about Bengaluru. Let's not take it away. Let's not say it's Chennai's bad day and Bengaluru's bad, because they had to kind of, do this, put the ball in the back of the net. Marco was really desperate for those 3 points. No doubt about that. Bengaluru fans were desperate for those points. And 4 goals, why not? He'll take it. If you gave him this result before it happened, he would have taken your hand away. He would have been like, yes, absolutely. And I think what it does is it brings back an interesting team back into the mix. That's what you want. You want Bengaluru to be in the mix and not lose. You just want them to have decent results, a decent run to make everything more interesting. At the same time, Chennai, now they've got to really pick themselves up.
Yeah, at least Chennai, they have that core in the defense going. And on days when that doesn't work, you see that they created enough chances against BFC to win the game. So definitely a positive for them that at least they're still creating chances.
Yeah, I would. However, there is some worry about the goalkeeping errors that have led to the goals for Bengaluru.
Oh, Varun agrees with that.
Yeah, because I think Chennai deserved a little bit more from that. The goalkeeping errors, you've got to capitalize on them, as Varun would agree. But yes. The errors are... Yeah,
Varun, not happy with Vishal Kaith, are we?
No, not expected at this level. Vishal Kaith, we expect a lot from him. And like 2 reasons why Chennai lost out in this match. Yes, goalkeeping errors and also the missed chances. Rahim Ali, he is, Bongo Shantan, like we say, the son of Bengal. So like he had the chances early on the game. Though he scored the goal, I think that also was a goalkeeping error. Gurpreet could have saved it because there was a slight deflection, but the ball space was not much. He couldn't save that. But still nothing taking away from Bengaluru, they did great. They got the second 3 points of the season. It was very important for them. And in this match, we saw that old Bengaluru, Gurpreet also was looking confident later on in the match. He was doing good number of saves. And Chennaiyin FC, I think it's not only this season, since last season, we have seen, missed chances, the tail of missed chances, missing a lot of chances. So they started on a good note. This season, they were unbeaten. Then they got beaten by Mumbai City FC. The unbeaten streak ended. And then again, they bounced back in Odisha. And then Shaiju Damodaran, again, 3 goals.
I think is Googling Vishal Kaith's errors right now. I think
No. But it's very important for Chennaiyin FC to, do those clinical finishes, not missing those chances, getting those goals is very important for them, or else they'll be struggling every season if it's not, turning into goals.
No, absolutely. Chetan, what were you looking at over there?
Today is our match day, na? Kerala Blasters playing.
Yes.
So I'm doing live with you, and I'm doing some other thing at the same time.
Well, you have your priorities set straight, which is fair enough. But before we get into the next segment, guys, I just wanted to say that it's been a good round of fixtures, and we will talk about the fixtures that have to come in the new year, the first fixtures that will be coming up towards the end of the show. Before which, it's time to cast our eye back on one significant moment where, look, you can never expect the kind of moments that the Hero ISL will throw up through the course of the season. But the way this goal was scored and the individual who scored this goal and the speed it went into the net, we already went through it. I'm talking about Greg Stewart's goal against Kerala Blasters FC. It, of course, deserves this week to be our Terra Virtua moment of the week. So I'll just explain what Terra Virtua is and what they mean to the Hero ISL. Terra Virtua is the Hero ISL's official digital collectibles partner. And you can grab your favorite Hero ISL team's digital collectibles at terravirtua.io/ISL. Do check their catalog out, guys. I mean, if you haven't already, Pulasta, this would particularly interest you because I know I've overheard you talking about digital collectibles with a couple of individuals. So this is your chance to sink your teeth right into it.
Get a digital collectible. Yeah, I think I want to check out what it is and why not. Yeah, one of these owning a moment would be quite fun.
Yeah, but for now, let's just go through the Greg Stewart goal against Kerala Blasters FC, our Terra Virtua moment. Take a look.
Always favours the left foot. 8 out of 13 goals coming from situations like this one. Oh, he's gone for goal! Oh! How incredible is that? What, is there anything this man cannot do? That is a Boxing Day bouncer.
Here it was going. He's bent it round the wall. He's clipped the post. Only one man in the wall. That's all Gill wanted. Was he a little bit too far across? But I tell you, he would have struggled to get there, the keeper. That is postage stamp right in the top corner. What a dream start for Jamshedpur.
Do you remember Greg Stewart telling us that he's a right footer?
Yeah, I mean, he said he prefers shooting with his right foot. And then
what is happening? We have to reconfirm that. I think he came out here, told everybody he's right-footed, and just whoever's listening, people listening, like, oh, he's going to go with his right foot, and then he does that with his left. It's unfair.
do you remember Clayton Silva searching for the word to describe Naurem Roshan's technique? He looked at someone when he came onto the show and said ambidextrous. I think that's the word
ambidextrous, yeah,
we could use for Greg Stewart over here. What a goal though, what a goal. But you know, it was a close contest between the Greg Stewart goal and the Liston Colasso goal, and I do feel that some limelight does deserve to be cast on the Colasso goal as well. Golazo from Colasso, as Andy Pachelidis calls it, and take a look at this goal, because it was close between this one and Greg Stewart's goal. So take a look at the Colasso goal as well, once again from all angles.
Colasso, Sheraton was tempted. Colasso gets for goal! Oh my word! Oh my word! I am totally mesmerised. Golasso from Colasso! Stand up and applaud this young man! The accolades should never end!
Well, you certainly don't want to be giving the ball away once you won it back cheaply, and certainly not to this man in that part of the field. He's got an absolute wonder of a right foot at the moment this season. He's struck a few wonder goals from that very same area at this very same ground, but I don't think he's struck one any sweeter than that. That's an absolute rocket.
What a goal though. The thing I like most about that, apart from the goal, of course, because it's a great goal, Juan Ferrando's reaction. he could comprehend it for a moment. He was like, did that really just happen?
No. You know, carry on, please, Shaiju.
Yeah, actually, that is a moment of that visual, the reaction from Ferrando. He even watching Colasso scoring that brilliant one, he thought it's against us or for us.
Wow.
That is the point.
Cheeky by Shaiju D.
So you know, Suyash, you said earlier that he's gifted, but I think when you look at that is hours of practice. That shot, the knuckleball, is hours of practice. Again and again and again, to then replicate that. Clifford Miranda's told me that Liston reminds him of himself, because he could do ridiculous things on the training pitch, Clifford, and then it took him quite the while to replicate that in a match situation. And that has been Liston's story for maybe not last season, but the 2-3 years before that. Probably why Goa also let him go. Now he's got the match temperament. What he does in training, he's doing it on the pitch, and that's a great sign.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big endorsement if Clifford Miranda himself said that he reminds him of himself. And I've seen Clifford Miranda score some really good ones for India back in the day. Watching him live, in fact, in Delhi at the JLN Stadium, see them play quite a lot. So nice little jog of the memory right there, Pulas. Thank you for that. Now I'm just dreaming about Clifford Miranda's left foot at the moment. But talking of dreaming, I'm sure a few Hero ISL fans would be dreaming of key transfers that the team would be making in this January transfer window. Now, we've already had a few which have, it's a phrase that's used quite often, but has sent shockwaves through the ecosystem. I'm going to come to the Valskis transfer from Jamshedpur FC to Chennaiyin FC. Some call it a homecoming. Some call it a very, very calculated move, because he wasn't getting game time at Jamshedpur FC. Chennaiyin need a striker. Perfect fit, you think, Varun?
First of all, it was shocking and surprising for me. Waskis leaving Owen Coyle and going to Chennaiyin FC. This was kind of surprising for me. But he getting back to, just like you said, homecoming. So I think it's a good move. And Chennaiyin FC, they have this problem, like I was saying, the goal scoring problem, creating chances but not getting those goals. So Changte, Rahim Ali, they're trying their best, putting in the efforts, not getting the goals. I think that problem might be solved because Waskis, we all know what he is. And I think Chennaiyin FC will, benefit a lot from this signing. Waskis going back to his home,
right? And he'd be hungry. So of course he's not eligible to play tonight's game. There's been an agreement that's been signed between the clubs, and Valskis will not be turning out for Chennaiyin FC against Jamshedpur FC later in the day, a game which I will have the good fortune of being at. Always love watching Jamshedpur FC play, as well as I do enjoy watching Chennaiyin FC play. Next transfer, I'm going to come straight to you, Pulast. He's been training with the team for a few weeks now. I'm talking about Anwar Ali, going to turn out for FC Goa. Played quite a lot of minutes during the off-season, during the ISL off-season, of course, but there were the other tournaments going on. There was the Delhi League, which he played, and there was also the Durand Cup, which he turned out for. So, Pulast, how highly do you rate Anwar Ali? First question. Secondly, do you think he'll be good for FC Goa?
When he was playing for Indian Arrows, I was very impressed by Anwar Ali. I think he was so mature in his decision-making, so good in the air, fantastic going forward as well. I think, but for most, forget about all that. The perseverance he's shown to get back to playing top level football
and the mental toughness again
is just unbelievable. The mental, the emotional toughness, and that single-mindedness that I want to play. And I think that is probably, of course, set aside the emotion. Eventually, we'll start judging him on what he does on the pitch. But I think it's going to make a massive difference. It's going to be a big test, number one. But everybody's waiting to watch Anwar Ali, and that I think Suyash kind of it tells you how highly he's been rated for the last few years.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and he's got that rare quality in an Indian centre back. Even Chinglansana Singh has it to an extent where he can just ping the ball from the centre back position to the winger, and the whole play just shifts in a heartbeat.
Very composed.
So and especially how FC Goa like to play, and how Derek Pereira would like to set his team up. I think he'll fit into FC Goa like a glove, and I'm very excited to see what Anwar Ali does bring to the table. And I do now come to Shaiju Chetan, because I know he has a firm ear to the ground, especially when it comes to Kerala Blasters FC matters. So Chetan, what are the rumors? What have you heard? Is there anything that you can reveal to us?
Do they even need anyone, Shaiju?
That is a point.
True, valid.
See, I was actually discussing before our show. In my room, I was actually discussing seriously about this transfer rumors with my son, who follows ISL very, very closely. So he told the same thing. He told me the same thing which Pulasta said right now. For which reason Kerala Blasters sign somebody, means if rumors about Ashik Kurnian, left wing back, there is Jessel Carnero, who is the captain of the team. How can you change Jessel?
How about if Ashik played further up for Kerala Blasters?
Further up, who will you substitute? Adrian Luna.
Right. Ashik on the left wing position, like he turned out for India.
See, right now Kerala Blasters left pay Adrian Luna and right pay Sahal. Jackson and Putia in the middle. So Adrian Luna ko substitute karno. I don't believe I don't believe the Ivan is going to bench Luna for Ashik. No way.
No, of course, this is a hypothetical conversation, and I'm sure the BFC fans wouldn't be too chuffed about Ashik Kurnian being linked to KBFC so much. But that's what's happening, and that's what we enjoy about the transfer window as well. Ashik himself seems settled at Bengaluru FC. Does not play in the advanced position that I'm sure he sometimes feels he should be more often. But top credit to how professional Ashik is. Puts in a shift week in, week out, and his performances for BFC, regardless whether he ends up staying or not, which in most cases he will. But there's a lot that happens in the transfer window. So we will wait to see what happens on that. But we've just touched upon 3 transfers. There's a lot that's happening in the underbelly as well, and there's a lot of conjecture about a lot of players, which we will hope to discuss on the next episode of the LFL show. By which time, I hope that there would have been a couple of spicy transfers made. I'm hearing a lot about Bright and Obakhare perhaps coming back to the league in some capacity. I'm hearing a lot about Koro. So guys, it's all up in the air, and like we said, it's all conjecture, but we really do enjoy talking about it on the Let's Football Live show. Before which now, going into the last segments of the show, we shall come up with the upcoming fixtures of the week as well as the points table, because it's always nice to do a revision of how that's shaping up. But tonight, Kerala Blasters FC versus FC Goa and Jamshedpur FC versus Chennaiyin FC. It's a double header. Which game are you looking forward to more, Kaushik?
I'm really looking forward to the ATK Mohun Bagan FC versus Hyderabad FC match on the 5th of Jan. I think it's going to be a tough battle, and also the double header today, because the year starts with a bang for anyone who wins, and the league table is kind of tight, at the top four, 16, 14, 13, 15, 14, 13.
There's one game in it for each team.
Wonderful.
Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
I love a close league. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Like we said, I mean, the team at the top of the table is averaging 2 points a game, and in other leagues, in longer leagues, it's normally marginally a bit more, but that just shows you that any team is capable of beating any team in the Hero S1, and that's what we love about it, and that's what we saw on this show, and that's what we discussed. As we continue to discuss every week, like I said before, and plenty more to get through. But before that, guys, before I take leave of your company and leave you, would just like to remind you that our players in the league were very, very kind to record a message, one from each club, for the fans watching. And most of these recordings were done after a tough game. So kudos to them for always turning out, win, lose, or draw. Always obliging and always available for league activities. So we're going to leave you with a compilation of the players wishing everyone a very, very happy new year. And not just the fans, guys, you as well, because we're all fans at the end of the day. Followed by the goals of the week. Until next time, we shall see you. Bye-bye, guys. Take care of yourselves.
I just want to wish all the fans and everybody a happy new year. Look after yourself and be safe.
Hi everyone, this is Apuya. I wish you a happy new year and keep supporting us throughout the season. We are going to fight for it, and I hope we can make you happy. Thank you.
Hello guys. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ പുതുവത്സരാശംസകൾ. എല്ലാവരുടെയും ഈ ഇയർ നല്ല രീതിയിൽ പോട്ടെ എന്ന് ഞാൻ ആശംസിക്കുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു.
I know these fans happy to be out here. I just want to tell you guys happy new year when it comes, and thank you for supporting us. I know you guys miss us playing in the stadium, but thank you for supporting us online, and we will continue to do our best. So I just want to tell you guys happy new year.
Just want to wish everyone a happy new year from FC Goa. Thank you guys all for the support, and hopefully we can see you guys next season. And thank you guys, all the best.
Hi everyone, just want to wish everyone a happy new year when it comes, and all the best for 2022. Thank you, all the best.
Hello everyone, we Odisha wish everybody a happy new year. Stay blessed. Peace.
Here's wishing you all a very happy and healthy new year. May the world become an even better place for us all to live in harmony.
Wish you happy new year. Ellarkum iniya puttande nalvazhukkal.
Wishing everyone a very happy new year.
Wishing everyone a very happy new year. Stay safe, guys.